G'day viewers, today we've got a mini tournament. We had a mini tournament at Ace Annerley just leading up to the store championship season, and I've got Andrew with me today again. How you doing, Andrew?
Good, thanks, Alex. Cheers for having me.
And Andrew's playing Marcus on the right there. Marcus has been at me for the last few weeks to get him in a video, so um, Marcus has been running the league for as long as I can remember, and great guy, pretty good player, and he's got a Jinteki PE deck to go up against Andrew's Andromeda deck.
He's been playing so long, he's actually gathered the nickname of the Godfather of Netrunner. Just because he's been taking, so much time to get involved and organize events, and you really need someone like that, in your local, to, to keep things moving and ticking over, and he's great like that. So yeah, he should definitely get a video segment. I think everybody should at some point
Oh,
have a
for
chance
sure.
to be on the video. Yeah.
So we've got the Godfather of Netrunner versus the nice guy of Netrunner, Andrew.
I don't know about that. Depends what's at stake. No.
One of the
Yeah,
nicest
so I got my
opponents, I
Altard
think.
Andromeda there from one of the other leagues there that we're running. That'll be one of the prizes.
I think
And
Marcus has just played at Tsurugi there, and yeah, the altar. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. Tell us some more about that.
That's okay. Yeah, let's keep our eye on the game. I waffle sometimes, so you got to keep.
I think Marcus
Yeah,
has
right.
a Tsurugi, a snare in hand, a profiteering, I think, and a neural EMP.
He's done that classic sort of throw something out. And against Andromeda, that's not a terrible play because often Andromeda first turn, wants to empty the hand out.
Yeah.
You can't risk face planting a snare there
So I think he's
necessarily.
throwing a one pointer out there. But yeah, you obviously just want to set up your supplier and get organised to slowly.
Feedback filter, there it is.
There it is. So you see
Great
the
stuff.
criminal with the feedback filter on the first turn. They'll have a pretty safe run at winning this.
It's expensive, but I use it to evade, that final 1 point of net damage that's going to end the game for me quite often, unless
Exactly.
I'm floating in money, which doesn't always happen.
By playing there's House of Knives. Yeah, sorry, not profiteering, but
Awesome. Yeah, so that's a really good start for Marcus. He wanted to get that House of Knives out. Legwork, I'm not too upset to see go by. It's probably unlikely I'm going to play that against
yeah.
a PE deck. So out comes feedback filter off supplier. Supplier already, beginning to pay for itself.
Yeah.
I find an excellent economy card. A bit slow. If you take the time, over the course of the game, it pays for itself many times over.
Well, it just takes Jinteki's main win condition out of the game. Like, if you're careful, you shouldn't ever die if you've got that feedback filter, and then it forces Jinteki to win the game by scoring agendas, which they're not at all tuned to be able to do. So it just takes the corp out of their game.
Yeah, it's definitely become. I hate to just talk about auto include when I'm deck constructing because I should keep an open mind, but these days it's appearing in a lot of deck lists.
It's the
Just for
neural.
exactly that reason. It is a thing.
And I think Marcus is doing the regular PE strategy, is trying to get some brain damage on the runner and then finish them off with neurals. And
Yeah.
Marcus's way of landing brain damage is a little different from the usual PE deck. We normally see Cerebral Overrider, but Marcus has a few different little tricks in his deck.
Does. Yeah, I ran into one of them. I think later in this game we're all going to see that.
So it's not the normal Cambridge Jinteki, this is a little bit different.
He's holding onto those Hassanaives. He's not burning them early. He's playing it out, and he's sticking at 4 credits. However, he has left his hand open.
Probably with that snare in there, he's hoping you'll run it in and hit it, I guess.
Unfortunately, against the criminal, it's really important to protect against that account siphon.
Yeah.
Even the threat of an unrest ice is enough to make me wait to draw a fairy, but an
Yeah.
open HQ like that is too inviting.
And for sure, you need to stay on snare money to be able to have a chance of winning with PE. So knocking out
I guess
your
Opus.
Opus, which is, how many of those do you run, Andrew?
3.
3. Okay, so you're all sorted.
Yeah, there may even be another one, or I'm going to draw one. So you saw with that account siphon, I used Crash Space credits to get rid of one of the tags just before, and I've become quite a fan recently of Crash Space, just for that reason, let alone its backup, ability of protecting against a scorched potentially. And there's the other Magnum. So yeah, economy's back online. So I can just start clicking for credits at some point and begin, feeding the feedback filter.
And you've got security testing in here as well, so you've got no shortage of income streams in this deck.
Yeah, actually, the reason that I put security testing in is to sort of, make it worthwhile for John Masanori. So I'm doubling up.
Getting those
I'm
value
gaining,
runs, exactly.
Yeah, value runs.
Without Data Sucker, you can get extra value by the card draw. But normally Data Sucker's the way. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to do things in Andromeda.
Once Desperado comes out, the runs become even more valuable. So I don't rely purely on Magnum Opus. Ooh, and there's another big agenda.
So this is giving you the 3 bad pub and the 15 credits.
I like it a lot though. He's jumped up to, a massive amount of credits.
Yeah, he's at the stage where he gets siphoned, he doesn't mind too much. He probably gains tempo.
Yep. It's a good play. I like that. House of Knives is loaded now. He's got money. It's not a bad position. He's up 2-0.
Although, as we were chatting about earlier, you can use that bad pub to fuel your feedback filter. So it sort of negates some of the threat of the net damage.
It can be counterproductive. Because, once I get the breakers out, I'm going to walk through pretty much, most times. And there's a value run. Love the value runs. Big fan. It looks like I'm just content to let Marcus take the early lead while I continue to set up how I want. So I'm not rushing it.
Yeah, you want a decent stack of credits. And still haven't had a look at... here you go. Just having a look at R&D. I was wondering why you hadn't quite checked that ice yet, but... A Yagura, pretty common in the PE. You see a lot of Yaguras.
The feedback filter prevents the 1 net damage with my bad pup. And he leaves the card on top, which is my cue to jack out.
Marcus looks like he's got another House of Knives in hand.
Yeah, 2 House of Knives creates a lot of pressure. There. Zul comes out, so that's probably why I paid the 3% in that damage. Didn't have that pinged out of my...
Oh, of course.
Just content to make money over there. That's a great position for P to be in, apart from, some ice on HQ. And what do you think that is?
Another agenda, I think.
Keep pushing them out. Alright, so I'm preventing the House of Knives damage with feedback filter, so it's doing a huge amount of work.
And sees Tori Hanzo. And you're trashing it.
What do you think of Tori Hanzo there?
Well, I think with House of Knives, that sort of explains why he was camping on those House of Knives tokens. I think he wants to use a Tori Hanzo to land a brain damage.
This is an interesting piece of ice. Shadow. Tags are really annoying for me. Obviously, that opens up the scorched option. Having Crash Space, though, I'm quite happy to sort of take the tag and float it and then just,
remove it. Yeah, you got to work out what's the cost of meeting the trace, what's the cost of removing the tag. It's usually a pretty easy
and
equation.
Crash Space always, makes that a better option.
Yeah. And you usually, you don't run last click in here anyway. You've got to click to remove the tag usually.
And oh,
Scoring
great
a
little agenda
clone
there.
retirement to
Yeah.
kill one of those bad pubs.
Excellent card, really good. Does a, and I'm paying to prevent the nat damage. So probably something in my hand that I really want then, and couldn't risk losing it.
A
Value
special
run.
order. You've got
Yeah,
there.
quite possibly. Or break it. Desperado. That's probably definitely hard I'd defend. So what would you do? What's your game plan now when you're sitting across from PE when they're on 3 and you're on 1?
I would just continue to see the top card, like you're doing. I think that's fine. I think
1 card a turn. It really slows the game down, but I think that it's important just to...
well, there, that's paid off straight away. You've seen the Shikyu before it's going to cause you any trouble.
Straight off.
I'd probably check unadvanced cards, but
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't know how I'd feel about checking a double advanced card. I'm not sure. If I'd
Well, that's
just-
where things get tricky with Ronins. Once they're up to 2, you know, you're within Ronin range.
But I'd want to stop him to get it 4 points, because if he gets to 4 points, then I have to check double advanced cards in case it's a future perfect.
Yes.
So I'd probably check unadvanced cards at this point. But if it's on, yeah.
Yeah, it's turning into a great match there. It's a 3.
So getting the money. An unadvanced card couldn't kill you. I mean, the worst that could happen is you could lose your hand.
Yeah. I just don't want him to get to 4 things stuck. That's an interesting play, R&D interface.
I like that. I like to see a couple. I mean, there's a slight, but with feedback filter and a bit of floating some credits, you won't die, so you're fine.
And I pay the 3. I'm refusing to take net damage.
Well, with your magnum opus, yeah, I can't see Marcus scoring out, and so as long as you don't die, you probably should just grind out the points.
Feedback filter is already an MVP. It's a pretty good example of you know, how it's going to work for you against PE. Couldn't ask for a better showcasing.
So Marcus going for a big play, trying to squeeze out an agenda here. Usually when you see multiple unadvanced cards, they have to have at least one of them as an agenda.
So my value runs are now even better with Desperado. So security testing.
Still going for the R&D. Scoring a clone retirement.
Oh,
so,
clone retirement back.
So you get
Underling.
back to the 3 bad pubs.
Yeah. And I paid feedback filter again. It looks like I've just decided not to take any net damage ever.
Checking one of the remotes,
Here we
and you
go.
managed to hit it. So you're wondering if that's the only agenda. 4 points to 3.
Big swing. All of a sudden, this game's taken a turn. I haven't taken any damage. Thanks to that solid economy.
Thinking about
All of a
running
sudden,
last
Marcus-
click here, I think.
Yeah, Marcus has got a dominant position, and it's I've just eaten it away in one good solid running turn. Run last click, though. Will I lose the game? No, I choose not to. Wisely, I chose not to. Try and check those unadvanced cards.
Just getting a tag would be annoying. Losing some of your stuff.
Well, Marcus has got money for days, so he's not
So
afraid.
he scored another profiteering. Now, can he trigger that again and get some more money?
He can,
But
yes. He chooses not to,
not to,
so he's
okay.
just comfortable with 16 credits.
Okay.
I don't think it makes a difference. The difference between 3 bad pub and 6 is no different to me, you know.
Yeah,
Um, I have a similar deck. And, ooh,
up to 5 now.
the game's really turning now in my favor. Just keeping at 1 point lead. We're now just one.
A biotic labor. There's
Uh,
some influence.
Biotic Labor would be excellent for Marcus right now.
Particularly being able to pull off Ronins or neural
Well, I was
combos.
thinking more of a one-turn Philotic Entanglement.
Yeah. Oh,
Wipe me
absolutely.
out.
That would. Yeah, lots of things you can do. I mean, Biotic is a great card in so many different decks. Hitting the shock.
Shock. Yep, gonna bad pub that away. Oh no, I'm bad pubbing the damage. Nope, I'm really not sure. Much discussion was needed. Ah, yes, I am getting rid of it. So I do want that out of the hand. So it looks like I want to keep the hand open for a couple of looks.
Yeah, it's just another face down card that he can bluff you with. So better to just get it in the trash.
Philotic hasn't come. However, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've probably got enough cards in hand to survive Philotic with the feedback filter out there still doing well.
So this is Marcus's big play. This is the trap.
Do I go look?
Second click hitting R&D. Medical research and House of Knives putting up to 6.
Yep, so feedback filtering that away. So still keeping my hand up. Yep, just happy just to burn money into that feedback filter.
Getting that draw and the money on that first click is great against PE.
And here
so
we go.
Here it is. Third click, face plant into a Janus.
Oh man.
Now feedback can prevent a couple of the brain damage, but
it's such a valuable card. Do you trash it now?
I think you don't. I think
the brain damage happens one at a time because it's a routine. So feedback filter would only prevent one if you trashed it. So I clicked through one.
Yeah, okay. I think it's correct anyway to take the brain damage because the feedback filter can always save you as long as you float some credits.
This is going to hurt. 3 brain damage.
And here Masonori is crucial because you're on 6 cards now. If you're on 5, you drop down to 2 cards. A snare will kill. Oh, it won't kill you because you've got bad pub and money. So yeah, feedback filter saves the day completely. You can access this card because of feedback filter and win the game. So there it is. Feedback filter MVP.
MVP. Wow, huge game. Well, that's that one. Thanks for having me there for that one. That was exciting.
Yeah.
To the wire.
Cheers, Andrew, and we'll hopefully be back soon with some more videos. Cheers.
Thanks, bye.